Daily Broadside, day 481. Sometime in the 90s, from my life experience at least, it seems, women started shaving themselves in the downstairs area, right? They started just, clear-cutting the land like a South American jungle, just the banana plantations come through and they just clear-cut everything for the banana crop. And then you got that, remember the Kellogg's cereal, the banana boat's here. And then they got the banana flavored, Cheerio? I guess it was Cheerios, not Frosted. Maybe no, it was banana flavored Frosted Flakes. Tony the Tiger, it's got a banana boat, and the banana boat's here, and all the kids go running down to the dock to see the banana boat. Anyway, this isn't about banana boats. What a little woodchuck bastard standing up. Anyway, so everybody starts shaving, right? There's just a shaving revolution in this country, right? And from my experience, it appears that everybody kind of got on board. I mean, there's everybody's got kind of a slight variation on a theme, but for the most part, everybody was like, "Oh, sounds like a good idea." It seems, and so they all get it done, right? Well, here's the thing, right? Guys quickly got on board with it for myriad reasons. Let's go. It ain't getting any greener, as they say. And so guys are cool with it, right? They're like, "Oh, this is kind of hot," and blah 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 blah. But then guys start growing beards. And if you think about it, that's really kind of counterproductive to what you're trying to do here. Because that would be like if I went up to a girl and she was like the wolf man, right? The wolf woman. And she had these hairy palms and hairy hands, and I shook her hand, at maybe a gala event or something. And I said, "Hey, how you doing? Whoa, you got some hairy ass hands, man. You need to shave your hands. They're really hairy and gross." And she's like, "Oh, I didn't know. I've just always been a wolf woman. And I'll go home right now and shave it," because, women try to do things to make them more attractive. It's kind of like the peacock, they're spreading their feathers. They're trying to find a mate. And if shaving their hands gets them a mate, that's just a small price to pay. Although I couldn't imagine having to do that crap every day or so, because shaving your face is bad enough. I can imagine all those crevices and creases and angles and stuff. Anyway, y'all got it so much worse than us. You really do. With the childbirth and the pangs and everything, the menstruation cramp, like y'all, I give it up to you, man. Y'all got it a lot worse than men. Have no reason to complain about anything, right? Oh, you're kicking the balls, suck it up and keep living, right? But anyway, I say that to say this, right? The girl comes back, she shaves her hands, and now I'm here to shake her hand with her newly shaven hand, and I'm wearing a wool glove. I mean, what sense does that make? It's the same sensation. Shave your face if you demand that. Anyway, I was thinking about First Blood this morning, and I watched a quick scene of the beginning when he's walking into the Hope, Washington little community right now. And I gotta say, Sheriff Teasley, whatever his name was, Brian Dennehy. He's really an asshole, more so than you think. If you really consider what he did to John Rambo, John Jay, he's just a dick, and he pretty much should have been brought up on charges and fired summarily, because he single-handedly got the city to just burn down. Like, Rambo ends up killing the sporting goods store and blows up the police station and shuts down all the power and creates a bunch of fire and M60 rounds going everywhere. I mean, it's all his fault, because all he wanted to do was pass through and maybe get like a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, on light mayonnaise toast, something like that. Maybe a coffee, black coffee. John Jay strikes me as a black coffee drinker. But I don't know too many cops that don't like military people. And I understand how everybody hated Vietnam veterans. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people. I get that part of it. And the juxtaposition between how the greatest generation came home and those poor guys from the 60s and early 70s came home, that's a completely different animal. But notwithstanding that, there's not a lot of cops that just hate military people. A lot of them are military based themselves. But so I don't know what the disdain was, just because he was a little scruffy. He had like a wolfman hand on his face. See what I did there? And so he just wants to shuttle him through, and all he wants is a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and some black damn coffee. Is that too much to ask? I submit that it is not. And then you got the sergeant of that deep Sam Elliott voice. He's like a Sam Elliott wannabe. And they're like, clean him up for court, make him presentable. That's not really what you want to do. You don't want to make someone look presentable. That helps their case, not yours. If you're trying to convict them or whatever you're trying to do the next day in court, I don't think you really need to shave the guy and all that. That doesn't make any damn sense, And while we're on the topic of movies that don't make some sense sometimes, I watched the Blair Witch Project the other day, and man, that quickly went in the I'm getting rid of this movie pile, because what a stupid movie. I remember the hype. It's 1999. It was like the first found footage, and it was brilliant the way they came out with it. They got these 3 unknown people that nobody knows, so everybody starts to believe, is it real, is it not real? And it was brilliant, the marketing behind it. It was. And when you first watched it, it was all the rage, and you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. I like what they did, and blah, blah, blah. But then you go back and watch it in 2023, it's stupid. It's 3 idiots wandering around in the woods. There's some bloody teeth outside a tent one morning. And one of them disappears, and then they're standing in the corner of a building, and then the camera drops. It's just dumb. It's so stupid. It might be, it's the dumbest horror movie that anyone could ever imagine. If you weren't alive in 99 to experience the marketing drama around that, it's beyond dumb, beyond dumb. And I had a buddy once that, and I don't by any means recommend doing this. I just thought it was a pretty inventive way to, lie to your girlfriend. He's going on a weekend trip to like Nashville, right? And he's going out with some buddies, and they're going bar hopping, and I guess you can gamble in Nashville. I have no idea. He's just having just a debaucherous, decadent weekend, right? He doesn't want his girlfriend to know, so he tells her he's doing a completely different set of things, right? Ends up hooking up with some girl or whatever. And again, I don't endorse this. I just thought it was pretty creative that someone would go to the trouble to think of doing this. But as soon as he gets there Friday afternoon, he stops at a golf course, right? He's an avid golfer. Stops at a golf course, and right where you get to the golf course, you offload your clubs and you set up your cart and all that stuff. He gets in a cart, sets up a scoring card. He's got like a beer in the cup holder. He's got the golf balls and the tees and the little thing. He's got his glove on in the picture. He puts his foot up on the thing. He's wearing cleats. He takes a picture and posts it to his Instagram or something, right? And that she would have then later liked, oh, he's playing golf and all this. Meanwhile, he packs up his crap and then drives on to Nashville into town to start the debaucherous weekend. And I was like, man, that was pretty devilish right there. Dudes are crazy, man. Like, is it that hard to just break up with somebody or tell them, hey, I'm gonna be banging somebody else in Nashville this weekend, so if that's a problem for our relationship, then I think we should talk about it. But otherwise, I'll be in Tennessee. You can reach me at 867 Bangin' Horse. All right, y'all get him.